All right. Let's see. Let me see if I can make sure the sound is going good for you guys. Okay. Let me see. Oh, that's why. Okay. Let me make sure. There we go. Okay, you guys got sound then. That's all that matters. I can turn that sound down. All right, guys, welcome into the live stream. If you haven't done it yet, please hit that like button. Got the laptop up here so I can see your guys' comments. We are, this wasn't an SEC game for the Cats, but this was definitely a closeout tune-up before the really SEC really starts kicking in, because the next game up for the Cats obviously will be at LSU. So tough game. So let's talk about what happened today. All right, let's talk about Kentucky versus High Point, with their coach being legendary coach Tubby Smith, most known for his success at Kentucky with winning the 1998 championship. Also, if you look at Tubby Smith's career at Kentucky, you want to talk about the 20-plus win seasons. He never had a season under 20 wins. So very great accomplishment by Tubby there in the national championship. And a lot of times you hear from reports, you'll hear that from other players such as Paget or Wayne Turner that they were talking about today on the program as the announcers were talking, that Tubby Smith was definitely a coach that had high character on and off the court. He was just not a coach that was great only on the court and only respectful to his teammates or to his players on the court only. So he was respectful everywhere. So that's a good thing to have as a coach, right? To be respected on and off the court. A lot of coaches can't say that. And there's a lot of coaches that have a lot of envy towards them or hate, which they shouldn't have. Those are strong things to do. But it's good to see that they that in Tubby's situation, it's different. I always liked Coach Tubby. I remember, Daniels, Eric Daniels, Paget was there for, of course, in that 98 area. Wayne Turner, of course, in that 98 area. But you just remember players that, like Evans, Mashimu Evans, that you didn't think was going to be that great, really shining out. And, of course, Rondo. You did have the Randolph Moore situation, which we don't like to talk about that much. But all in all, Tubby had great players. We talk about transfers and people coming in. We remember the Patrick Sparks and that type of situation. So Tubby had definitely had some of those players come in. And if you speak about Tubby Smith, right, and honoring Tubby Smith, we can't speak about Tubby without saying something about Saul Smith. So Saul Smith was the son of Tubby Smith, a very good basketball player. I don't want to say very good. I don't want people to tear me up on that. He wasn't a great basketball player, but you know what? Saul Smith was a solid player. Let's just call him solid, right? And sometimes it's hard to see good coaching dynamics of a father coaching his son. And I think all in all, it still worked out good for Saul and Tubby. So let's look back up on now. Let's look at today's game. Let's switch our focus to thank you, Coach Tubby, and a beautiful speech at the beginning of the game. But let's get right into the action, guys. Most of these stats come from ESPN or what I watched and what I remembered on my own. So never steal anything, or you always give credit to where you get stuff from. Let's look at, we're going to get into who I think is a trio of the trio award winners this game here. That's the three people I think really were the keys to success for this game. And then we're going to go into what possibly some things about the bench scoring and what I think we need to work on. And let's look at little observations of first half, second half analysis here. So Let's look at the Kentucky versus High Point. Final score 92-48. Cats come out victorious. And if we do our math here, that's a big margin of victory, right? Big margin of victory. So it's a very interesting game from Kentucky because the first half we thought was, kind of up and down. Let me tell you, kind of up and down, right? And if we look at what I wrote down for the first half, guys, we had a couple careless passes that led into turnovers. And they ended up with the total game turnovers is High Point at 16, Kentucky at 12. But a lot of those were in the first half for us. A lot of them. We cleaned it up second half. But a lot of first half turnovers. I did notice that in the first half turnovers, what saved us was High Point was still turning the ball over as well. And we were able to capitalize on that and still score some fast break points, which allowed us to keep continuing to spread out the lead. Which, if you really look at it, all the way up to about 3 or 4 minutes, probably about 2:50, getting under that 3-minute mark, actually, Kentucky really started to push out the lead then because they went on a big stretch where they did get some turnovers and some fast breakouts. And it was some pretty good basketball there, which allowed us to go. And Wheeler started to get some of his assists that he usually didn't, that he wasn't getting at the beginning of the first half. And so turned that into quick buckets, which gave us the lead going into, second half, a bigger lead than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be hovering around 10 or 14 somewhere, or like 10 point, only around 10 points or so. I thought that's where I was going to be hovering at, looking like, oh man, I don't know about this. And I didn't place a bet on this game. I should have. I just never got around to it. I don't even know. I think it was a 26-point spread. I don't know the over-under. I'm pretty sure it probably hit with Kentucky hitting 92 points again. It might have been close because they did hold High Point under 50 total points for that game, which is unbelievable. And it was interesting to see that we have the number one average rebounder per game, which he has 15.99, whatever, round up 16, which is Oscar. And we have the number 2 assist leader and Wheeler, which is like 7 point something, rounded up to 8. These guys were number 1 and number 2, respectively, coming into the country in assists and rebounds. They're number 1 in the SEC overall. But in the NCAA, Oscar's 1 in average rebounds, and then Wheeler is number 2 in assists. But today, very little bit different story. Today we had to rely on some different people to step up. And this is going to be sometimes a theme. I mean, Wheeler today only had 2 points. Oscar did have 15, but Oscar had 8 rebounds. I don't know the last time I saw Oscar with only 8 rebounds. That was probably one thing that definitely stood out to me. Then looking at who stepped up. Well, Oscar only had 8, but here comes Keon Brooks with 7. There's Damian Collins down there with 8 coming off the bench. I mean, so other guys finally figured out they definitely are going to have to step up. Wheeler was disappointed a little bit with his turnovers. He had 4 of them, and he led the team in turnovers. But he also looks like to me did not lead the team in assists. He was 2 shy off. Ty Washington actually did. So Washington picks up the assist by 2 more than our leader in assist. And last game, it definitely wasn't like that against Missouri, but this game it was. And so interesting to see that we had those 2 guys, and they weren't doing as great as we thought they could, or we thought they would. But it was interesting to see that they did do, still hung in there. Oscar definitely hung in there and did his thing, and so did Wheeler. So what did I think about the second half? Was a little bit more cohesive. There was people playing better basketball. Wheeler played his better half in the second half. So did Oscar. I thought he played better, at least getting the points to drop down. So I also thought that in the first and second half, when I looked at this game, I thought Mintz, Ware, and Collins were happy players off the bench. I mean, they brought in some energy. They brought in nice play. I mean, I saw Ware with some blocks. Now, Ware had some turnovers, like 2 turnovers, but he had some blocks. Ware was rebounding the basketball. I definitely like Mintz coming in, putting up 10 points. That was awesome to see him put up 10 points. Collins had some points and rebounds, so it was definitely good to see him step up. It was good to see that other bench players got in the game after when we were getting down closer to 5 minutes, 4 minutes. Actually, about 4 minutes left. Cal started putting in some more bench players. And respect to Coach Tubby, because with about 4 or 5 minutes as well. I mean, I know the game was way out of hand at this point, but he took his starters out and made sure he got his other guys in. That's an old school mentality, coach. A lot of coaches do this, but they wait until about 1:50, even with they'll still run with their best players out there for until 1:50 left. And then they roll out their guys who don't hardly get to play. So it was good to see both coaches respect that and allow some other guys before the new year start, get some action on the floor and respectively play each other and get an experience to play in Rupp, and just get experience if you're a player coming into Rupp, never played there, or if you're a player that always sits on the bench. Great to see other guys get in. Heck, I think Canada even scored. He had 3 minutes. He had 2 points. Yeah, Canada scored. Hopkins scored. Ware scored. I mean, it was good to see these guys score. Dante Allen did not score, but he did have 2 rebounds. So it was good to see him. And he was 0 for 5. He played 10 minutes today. 10 minutes, and he was 0 for 5. What do we need to work on, right? What do we need to work on? Turnovers. Like they should be under 10. I thought everything else was okay. Free throw shooting, they alluded to this if you're watching the game. They alluded to the fact that Kentucky was only at the free throw line 8 times, so that needs to be worked on. We got to penetrate more and get fouled more so we can get to the line. Those should be easy buckets. We're 50% today, 4 of 8. So I really felt like we got to do better than that. We got to get to the line more, and we got to cut the turnovers under 10. They got to be under 10, like 7, 8. That's a good number. It's crazy, but 10 or 12, 14, 16, you can't have that. High Point noticed that by the margin of victory that we had against them, but we're noticing that too. If we clean up 12 turnovers and cut it to 8, we might be above the century mark, right? If we cut out 4 turnovers plus get to the free throw line 4 more times, we're definitely above the century mark. And I know it's not all about, we need to get to 100 points, but that just right now with the BPI rankings, KenPom, whatever you want to use, they're using different metrics. And I know High Point wasn't a high caliber. They probably 300 and some or 200. So I don't know where they are. But that's not even that. When you have this type of team, you have to thump them. And we thumped them. But, a few more points, who knows? Keep that up. Your averages keep going up. Kentucky is just doing it now. Since that Notre Dame game, they've really turned it around. I hate to say this, like going back to, you can't look back at things and go, well, this, that, or this. But I tell you this right now, Notre Dame, we'd be happy to play you again. We'd be happy to play. We'll come to Notre Dame tomorrow. I'm that confident that we would beat you. We would beat you, and we'd beat you by 20 plus. I've almost nicknamed these cats the 20 plus cats, because ever since that Notre Dame game, everything's been 20 plus. I made a little running joke on KRC is how many more games will Kentucky win by 20 plus points? And now the guys kind of joked about it a little bit, but hey, it's true. I just wonder how many more games will Kentucky win by 20 plus. Today was a 44-point victory. 44-point victory. And how many more games will be 20 plus? That's the question I want you guys to answer down below. If you're watching this on a replay, because I don't have a lot of people in here live, but if you're going to watch this on a replay, comment down below, who do you think will win? How many more games Kentucky will win by 20 plus? Upcoming games. The next game up may not be a 20 plus because it's on the road. It's at a ranked LSU team, and we'll see about that one. But if you're looking at the rest of the season, just look at the rest of the season and you tell me who else do you see 20 plus? I mean, someone like Georgia is probably going to be 20 plus. Just because they're not that great of a team, we should do that. Vandy, I would think 20 plus. I mean, I don't know about South Carolina or whatever's going on with them, but I would definitely say Georgia and Vandy for sure, right? Should be 20 plus. So comment down below who you think, or not necessarily who you think, how many more games. It don't have to be in a row. Just how many more games overall do you think we will win 20 plus? All right, so let's get to the trio of the game, the trio award. So the trio award is where I look at the game and I take 3 players who I think were the real keys to success. Most of the time, these are going to be your stats guys, but sometimes it's a little different because sometimes I go under the radar just a little bit. You'll see on this first one, because, or on the first guy I'll mention, because this individual did not necessarily lead everybody in scoring or nothing like. I think he was like 3rd or 4th in scoring, but I'm going to put him there. I'm going to my trio award. Let me give respect real quick to High Point. First off, Zach Austin had 12 points, and their point guard Wright had 12 points. Austin threw in 6 rebounds. Those were their two leading scorers for High Point. But let's get into the trio award winners for Kentucky versus High Point for the University of Kentucky team. All right, here's who I think immediately when I think about this. I'm going to definitely say that Keon Brooks Jr. is definitely a trio award winner of this game. One of them, right? Because you get 3. You get to pick 2 more. I had 9 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Guy was statting it up. The guy was statting it up. And Keon Brooks Jr. is coming. He's coming, guys. This guy is a very good basketball player, and I believe he's a junior. I don't know if he goes pro next year, if he goes like, semi-professional. Does he go play overseas? Does he play G League? I'm not 100% sure, right? Or does he come back? Because if he came back, even with the recruiting class that we have, you're seeing this year with Grady, Willer, Oscar, Keon Brooks, you're seeing that the experience, Davion Mintz, is paying off. So could he come back and be a real big, giant force? It seems to be answered. Yeah, he is a junior. So definitely would like to see him come back. Number 2, Ty Washington. Ty Washington, 3 of 5 from the 3-point line, 9 assists. 1 more, he would have had himself a double-double there. Very beautiful shooting by Washington. I felt like he was the first half superstar. If it wasn't for Washington in the first half, who knows where we would be? Would we be up by as many points as we were? Or would we, be down or only up a few? And so that was something to look at. And if you look at the Washington shooting, it was great. In the first half, we finished the half up 25-43. And in the second half, we outdid that 23, holding them under 2 more points than usual, because that's why they didn't get to 50. And we went up 6 points, 49. So we beat them both halves. This is not a half where we were down 1 or 1 up 1. Washington, to me, was the first half hero. The overall game hero, and to finish out the trio award, we're definitely going with Kellen Grady. 7 of 10 from 3-point line, throw in 4 rebounds. Guy didn't have any turnovers, and I don't think he had any assists either, though. But either way, he played great. And let me make sure he didn't have any turnovers. I don't think he did. Grady, turnovers. He did. He had 1 turnover, but he had and no assists. But he only had 1 turnover. But otherwise, Grady is a trio award winner this week. Last game. I'll say last week. Last game we had Wheeler, Brooks, Keon Brooks again. He's in there. That's twice. 2 times for Brooks, and then Oscar. But this game here, totally different. Grady, Washington, Keon. So Keon Brooks, you've been in there twice in the trio awards. Why? Because you're that guy in the middle that's still doing everything. Like, you're not doing just scoring. You're not just doing assists. You're not just doing rebounds. You do a little bit of everything, buddy. I think you're a fantastic player. You and Wheeler, all you guys are fantastic players. So, wow. Very good game. Our next game up, like I said, is against LSU at LSU, second SEC game of the season. Comment down below what you think the outcome of that game is. I can tell you that it is on 1/4 at 6 p.m. It'll be on ESPN. Interesting to see that game and what we might think could happen there. Let me see if it'll show me. Yeah. The matchup predictor on ESPN, a lot of people don't like to hear that, but the ESPN has it as 70.1% chance that LSU wins that game. But I'm thinking, all I'm going to say is you ain't seen nothing yet. This team is not going to back down. They're going to play tough, and who knows? I mean, if we could play the way we're playing now, I'd love to play Notre Dame again. I'd love to play Duke again. I'd definitely love to play Duke again. So if we play in the way we play them right now, this stretch of games. So, all right, guys. If you didn't get to come in here to watch the live, it's okay. I understand. It's in the middle of the afternoon. A lot of people are still at work. So if you get to watch this on a replay, comment down below who do you think your trio of the game was. Who's the three best players you thought of the game? Comment down below your favorite Tubby Smith moment or your most memorable things about Tubby and his teams. And then comment down below who do you think will win on Kentucky's next game at LSU. Is it LSU versus Kentucky? Or who do you think it is? And once again, sorry for the camera. I got it on this darn little holding thing. And when I move my hands up there, it does that. So I'll fix that for my next live. But until then, guys, let me get out one wacky Kentucky item. There it is. This is a 95-96 Coca-Cola bottle. And always jamming. Never been open, guys. It's something I always show you guys, right? Show you something I showed you last time with the Kenny Walker card. There you go. All right, guys. That's all I have. My pastor got those for me, too. So thank you for the Christmas gift, Pastor. All right. He was a great he found him at a consignment shop. So pretty cool. So that's all I have, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the little bell so you'll be notified next time we upload. And you never know. Usually we're going to go live after the Kentucky games. We're going to try to. We're going to try to go live after the Kansas City games. We're going to try to go live when we do like some extra activities. Those are not necessarily planned, but if you look on your basketball and football schedule, those will probably be planned there. You can plan them around that. And then will I have a New Year's video? I mean, it is Friday. I'm doing a live right now, but it is Friday. So I might have a food review, the last food review of the year. And a Happy New Year, saying to you guys. But just in case you don't get to see that or you're just seeing this later and you don't care to watch the food review or whatever, Happy New Year to everyone. Be safe. Have fun. Enjoy your time with your family and friends, or just enjoy your time with yourself. Whatever you got to do. God bless you guys. Be safe with Jesus. Love you all. Have a great day. Thank you, Jesus Christ, for being my Savior. Help me have a great year. Help everyone else out there have a great year. Love you guys. Nothing but respect for all of you. Have a great one. Happy New Year, guys. Later.